What troubles me about the debate now about the southern border is it is one half of the immigration equation. Yes, we need order at the border. Yes, we need to have changes in the laws that reflect the reality of the overwhelming numbers from all over the world who are coming to our shores and our border. But there is also an incredible demand for legal immigration into this country even now. The presiding officer, my colleague from the state of Illinois, has legislation which addresses one aspect of that. Her bill, and I hope I describe it accurately, says that if you're an undocumented person in this country and you can pass the physical and the required test, background test, the like, you can serve in our military, and if you do it honorably, we will make you citizens of the United States. Do we need that? Do you know what the recruiting numbers are at the Army and the Navy and the Air Force? They can't reach their quotas each month. They can't find enough people to join our military forces. And there are those who are undocumented who want the chance to serve and risk their lives for this country.
A Department of Homeland Security report in 2021 estimated that the top 6 countries of origin for undocumented immigrants were Mexico, El Salvador, Guatemala, India, Honduras, and China. Migration from these specific countries presents a range of unique issues influenced by each nation's social, economic, and political landscape. Violence and corruption significantly impact migrants from countries like Mexico, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, India, and China, influencing their decision to leave and affecting their experiences during migration. Mexico faces high levels of violence related to drug cartels, organized crime, and turf wars, leading to homicides, kidnappings, extortion, and other crimes that affect migrants and citizens alike. Corruption within law enforcement and government institutions can exacerbate security issues, affecting the safety and rights of migrants, especially those traveling northward toward the United States. El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Central America. These countries experience some of the highest homicide rates globally due to gang violence, drug trafficking, and political unrest. Migrants, especially from these nations, often flee to escape threats, extortion, and forced recruitment by gangs. Corruption within government systems can exacerbate violence, limit access to justice, and contribute to human rights abuses, making it challenging for migrants to seek assistance or protection. India. While not primarily a source of refugee migration, India does experience regional conflicts, communal tensions, and sporadic violence, which, in some cases, can lead to displacement within the country. Corruption within governmental bodies can affect migrants seeking documentation, legal assistance, or navigating bureaucratic processes, creating obstacles and vulnerabilities. China's political climate and crackdowns on dissent sometimes lead to human rights abuses and persecution of activists, ethnic minorities, and religious groups, leading some to flee the country to seek safety. Corruption within China's legal and administrative systems can affect migrants' access to fair treatment, exacerbating their vulnerability, especially if they're seeking asylum or facing legal challenges. Violence and corruption in these countries create an environment where individuals face significant risks to their safety, well-being, and human rights. Migrants leaving these regions often do so to escape these threats, seeking refuge and opportunities in countries with more stable environments and better prospects. However, the journey itself can be perilous, exposing them to exploitation, trafficking, and further vulnerabilities. Donatella Della Porta's extensive empirical research disaffected democracies, what's troubling the trilateral countries, stands out as a key investigation into the correlation between corruption and democratization. Her studies on European nations reveal a notable trend. Corruption significantly diminishes satisfaction with democracy. Similarly, Gingerit's work on Latin America reinforces this finding, highlighting how corruption contributes to the erosion of democratic systems. In Japan, Farr's research underscores how corruption among public officials directly undermines public trust in democracy. Recruiting individuals from volatile regions could raise concerns about background checks, potential ties to extremist groups, or security risks. Background checks for immigrants can present significant challenges due to various factors. Many immigrants fleeing conflict zones or oppressive regimes might not have access to official documentation or records due to the chaotic or dangerous nature of their departure. War, natural disasters, or political instability in their home countries could lead to the destruction or loss of official records, making verification difficult. Some countries may not have reliable or accessible databases, hindering the ability to verify information about an individual's history, criminal records, or employment. Verification often requires collaboration between different countries' law enforcement or government agencies, which might be challenging due to diplomatic complexities or lack of bilateral agreements. Immigrants might have used multiple identities or documents during their migration, making it challenging to establish a clear and accurate identity history. Different countries have varied standards and procedures for record keeping, making it hard to standardize background checks across diverse regions. Privacy laws and human rights concerns might limit the depth of information that can be accessed, preventing thorough background checks. The process of conducting comprehensive background checks for immigrants can be time-consuming, delaying the immigration process and potentially causing hardships for those awaiting approval. In some cases, governments or agencies might not be willing to provide information or cooperate fully in background checks due to various reasons, including political tensions or lack of resources. Some individuals might exploit gaps in the system by providing forged or fraudulent documents, making it difficult to verify their true background. Striking a balance between ensuring national security through rigorous checks and providing refuge or opportunities to those fleeing violence or persecution is a complex challenge. These challenges highlight the complexity and limitations in conducting comprehensive background checks for immigrants, especially those escaping conflict zones or unstable regions. Balancing security needs with humanitarian considerations is crucial in addressing these challenges while ensuring safety and providing opportunities for those seeking a better life in new countries. Assimilation into the military culture might be challenging for immigrants, leading to issues with teamwork, morale, or conflicts. Trauma and mental health. Immigrants from violent backgrounds may have experienced trauma, impacting their mental health and potentially affecting their performance. Individuals from violent backgrounds or war-torn regions might carry significant trauma that can affect their mental health and performance, especially in high-stress environments like the military. Here are a few examples. Immigrants who have experienced conflict or violence in their home countries may suffer from PTSD due to exposure to combat situations, witnessing violence, or personal trauma. Individuals who have experienced violence may exhibit hypervigilance, being excessively watchful or on edge, impacting their ability to relax or concentrate. Immigrants might have experienced the loss of family members, friends, or their homes due to violence, leading to depression, feelings of isolation, or grief. Trauma can lead to difficulties in trusting others, resulting in social withdrawal or challenges in building relationships within the military unit. Immigrants might experience intrusive memories, nightmares, or flashbacks of traumatic events, affecting their sleep patterns and ability to focus during training or missions. Trauma can lead to emotional dysregulation, resulting in mood swings, anger outbursts, or emotional numbness. Some individuals might turn to substances like drugs or alcohol as a way to cope with the trauma they've experienced, impacting their performance and reliability. Trauma can manifest in physical symptoms like headaches, gastrointestinal issues, or chronic pain due to the stress and psychological impact. Trauma can affect an individual's ability to concentrate, make decisions under pressure, or maintain focus during training or operations. Understanding and addressing these mental health challenges require specialized support, including access to mental health professionals, trauma-informed care, and creating a supportive environment that fosters trust and understanding within the military community. Differences in values, customs, and beliefs might lead to friction or misunderstandings within the military ranks. Cultural clashes can arise when individuals from diverse backgrounds with different values, norms, or beliefs interact within a shared environment. In the context of recruiting immigrants from violent or corrupt countries into the military, here are a few potential examples of cultural clashes. Some cultures value direct communication, while others may use more indirect or nuanced approaches. This could lead to misunderstandings or misinterpretations in instructions or feedback. Attitudes toward authority and hierarchy can vary significantly among cultures. Some cultures might expect unquestionable respect for authority figures, while others may encourage more open dialogue. Cultures vary in how much they prioritize individual needs versus the needs of the group. This could impact decision-making processes or approaches to teamwork. Different cultures have varying attitudes toward time. Some emphasize punctuality and adherence to schedules, while others may have a more relaxed approach. Could affect adherence to military schedules and routines. Attitudes toward gender roles and equality differ across cultures. In a military setting, different views on the roles of men and women could lead to conflicts or challenges in teamwork. Cultural differences in ethical standards or moral values might lead to conflicts in decision-making or approaches to handling certain situations, especially in high-stress or morally ambiguous scenarios. Military traditions and ceremonies might clash with cultural practices or beliefs held by individuals from diverse backgrounds, leading to discomfort or misunderstanding. Clashes between military traditions and cultural practices or beliefs of individuals from diverse backgrounds can occur due to differences in rituals and ceremonies. Here are some examples. Certain cultures may have specific prayer times or religious observances that conflict with military schedules or routines, causing discomfort or tension. Religious attire or symbols might clash with military uniform regulations, leading to misunderstandings or the need for accommodations. Dietary restrictions based on cultural or religious beliefs might conflict with standard military rations or mess hall offerings. Military ceremonies or activities might coincide with specific mourning periods or customs observed by individuals from different cultures, causing discomfort or emotional distress. Different cultures have varied greetings or gestures that might be misconstrued or misunderstood within the structured environment of military protocols. Military ceremonies might have specific protocols or behaviors expected, which could clash with cultural norms related to body language, expressions, or interactions. Cultural differences in showing respect or deference to authority might conflict with military chain of command expectations or protocols. Cultural norms around gender-specific roles or participation might clash with military ceremonies that are traditionally male-dominated or structured. Celebrations or festivals important to a particular culture might clash with military duties or scheduled events, causing potential discomfort or tension. Symbolism used in military ceremonies might carry different meanings or connotations in various cultures, leading to misunderstanding or discomfort. Addressing these clashes requires sensitivity, understanding, and sometimes adaptations or accommodations to respect diverse cultural practices while maintaining the integrity of military traditions. Encouraging open communication, providing cultural awareness training, and finding ways to accommodate differences without compromising operational effectiveness is essential for fostering a cohesive and respectful environment within the military. Military customs and traditions often involve structured practices that might pose challenges for individuals from diverse backgrounds to adapt to. Here are some examples. In some cultures, the level of hierarchy might be less rigid or more flexible compared to the structured and strict chain of command in the military. Adapting to this can be challenging for individuals from less hierarchical cultures. Military dress codes and regulations might conflict with cultural attire or preferences, restricting personal expression or cultural identity. Military training emphasizes immediate and unwavering obedience to orders, which might contradict cultural norms that encourage questioning or discussion before compliance. Meeting stringent physical fitness requirements might be challenging for individuals not accustomed to such rigorous standards. The emphasis on mental resilience and toughness in military training might be at odds with cultural values that prioritize emotional expression or sensitivity. Military life often involves significant sacrifices of personal freedom and decision-making, which might contrast with cultural values that prioritize individual freedom or autonomy. Being separated from family and community for extended periods, or the potential for deployment to distant and possibly hostile locations, might clash with cultural values centered around familial closeness and community ties. Participation in combat situations or training might be at odds with cultural beliefs that discourage violence or promote pacifism. Strict adherence to military etiquette and behavioral norms might differ significantly from cultural norms regarding social interactions or expressions of respect. Military life often operates on precise schedules, which might be challenging for individuals from cultures with more flexible approaches to time. Navigating these customs and traditions can be particularly challenging for immigrants or individuals from cultures where these norms contrast starkly with their upbringing or societal values. Providing cultural sensitivity training, offering support mechanisms, and encouraging open dialogue can help ease the adaptation process and bridge the gap between military customs and the diverse backgrounds of recruits. Differences in work ethic or the approach to taking initiative might lead to conflicts in task assignments or leadership expectations. Cultures have varied approaches to conflict resolution. Some might prefer direct confrontation, while others might avoid open conflict, which could impact how disagreements are handled within the military context. Addressing these clashes requires proactive efforts in cultural sensitivity training, fostering open communication, and promoting a culture of respect and understanding within the military environment. There might be concerns about exploiting vulnerable individuals seeking a way out of difficult situations in their home countries. How would these individuals feel if they were forced to be in direct confrontation with their home countries or placed in a situation where they were required to stop or hinder immigrants like themselves? What do you think would be some of the challenges of having an army made up of immigrants? We thank you for your time and hope that you will leave us a like and please subscribe. Please share this and other videos, and as always, thank you.